Hello, welcome to my channel, me and my ME CFS. And today I will talk about what is the most important thing when you have ME CFS or long COVID, especially if you have post-exertional malaise. And that thing is pacing. ME CFS means that you are like a broken phone. Your battery charges up until maybe 30% or 40%. And when it goes down, the battery is low, the phone stops working and it won't work for the next few days or maybe weeks. Healthy people, they can charge up their phones until 100%, and if they lose the battery, if that goes empty, they just recharge it and they can start everything all over again. That's no problem. So ME/CFS and long COVID, at least at some point, for some people is like some sort of energy deficiency illness. And that is why pacing is so important. Some people may get advice to add more exercise to become better. They may be told that if you just go on walking, maybe jogging and adding that every day, doing a bit more every day and pushing through, even if you feel worse, you get better. But don't believe that, because that's an old information. It doesn't work like that. You might end up being much worse than you were in the beginning. So pacing starts with rest. Try to rest as much as possible to get your symptoms down, and try to get as symptomless as it is possible for you. The resting can take days, weeks, even months, but it's very important to do this before you start doing any activities. I know it's hard and it's difficult. You may have pets that you need to take out, you may have children to look after, but just do the best that you can. If you push through and try, for example, go to work too early, it is possible that you will get even worse. So try to rest as much as possible. Ask help from your relatives and your family members and your friends. Maybe they can deliver food for you so you don't have to go to shop. Maybe they can help you with childcare, that sort of things. When you have rested enough, you can try and find your energy envelope. So that means the amount of activities you are able to do without getting worse. So getting this PEM symptom, post-exertional malaise. It can take time because the PEM symptoms usually come after 1 day or maybe 2 or 3 days. So you don't always notice what causes the PEM symptoms. So it might be good to keep a diary on that. Maybe even every half an hour write down what you have been doing. Have you been reading or watching telly or making food, and then trying to find out if you feel better or worse the next day and 2 days after that. For me, for example, PEM can be caused by physical exercise. Even just taking the rubbish out has sometimes caused me PEM. Also meeting people, even if it's via Teams or Zoom or face-to-face, especially if I meet several friends at the same time and we have lots of fun and we are active and laughing a lot, that causes PEM really easily for me. Also, any kind of stimulus. If I go out, sometimes my husband takes me out on wheelchair, which is not hard for me physically, but just being outdoors and seeing houses and trees and things and hearing different noises can cause me PEM sometimes. Also food. If I eat something that is not suitable for me, I can crash for days and even weeks. So your target should be try and avoid this post-exertional malaise. So this is because you might get worse and worse after a time if you get that often. I understand that it's not always possible, so do be gentle towards yourself. I'm not sure if I know anyone with ME/CFS who can actually avoid all these post-exertional malaise symptoms. For example, you might have something coming up that you really want to do, even if you know you will feel bit worse after that day or after that activity. For example, it might be your best friend's wedding. Then my advice is to rest as much as possible before the wedding day and try to find a place to rest during that day. Maybe if you are in a hotel, ask if there's a room available for you to take a nap or something like that, and then rest as soon as you get back home. The thing is, if you feel that you have your energy is, you have this much energy, this is 100%, you have enough energy to, for example, to take a shower, cook a meal, and do the laundry. Don't do 100%, do 70% or even just 50% to be at the safe side, because you won't feel when you have overdone it. You might feel it, but you don't always notice it. And the thing is, post-exertional malaise can come from cumulative activities. So, not, for example, for me, I have been in situations before I understood what was going on, before I had the diagnosis. I used to go for a walk every time I felt like it. I could go for a walk. I would go walk to maybe half a kilometer to library or shop or a coffee shop, and then walk back. And I could do that maybe 3 days, 4 days, 5 days on a row. But then the next day after that, on the 4th or 5th day or 6th day, I would crash, and that would take a week or two before I could go out again. And going out felt good. It was so such a relief to get some fresh air, to be doing something, not being stuck indoors all the time. But it still caused me post-exertional malaise. So I learned that I could go when I was still able to walk. I'm not, I can't anymore. But when I was still able to walk, I learned that if I go out only twice a week, I can manage that. It's important to share tasks, not do everything in one go if you can't. For example, when I was still able to do laundry, I would put the laundry in the machine, and then I would take the dry laundry, the clean laundry away and fold it up, and then take a break, half an hour. After that, I would take the clean laundry to the cupboard, and then again have a rest. And when you are, for example, if you are cooking, you can also share that in little pieces to avoid getting worse. If you have any sort of activity tracker that measures your heartbeat, you can learn what is the safe heartbeat for you. For example, I learned that if my heartbeat goes higher than 120 per minute, then I might crash. So but that's something you have to learn and find out yourself. When you have learned to stay, how you can stay inside your energy envelope, you can start adding a little bit of activities, but be very mindful with that. Many people say that if they add activities like 5% or 10% a week or every 2 weeks, they can actually do that. They can do more and more with time. It has happened to me a few times. For example, at times I started adding activities. I was first indoors for weeks, and then I started going really upstairs. So I went down the steps and then back again, then outdoors first, like 20 meters and then 50 meters and so on. I could add activity until I could walk maybe half a kilometer. My illness is very fluctuating, so it comes in waves, and now I can only walk 150 meters, and I haven't been able to add up now, even with this kind of a very careful adding to my activities. So sometimes it can work, sometimes not. Don't be too hard on yourself if you can't manage, but do try it. As soon as you get worse from adding these activities, go back and start with rest again. It's good for you to understand that pacing is not a cure. It's a way to treat your symptoms and way to live your life in the best possible way. I will add some resources below so you can have more information about pacing. Thank you, and please subscribe my channel if you want to learn some more. Bye bye.